Hello and welcome to the Print Political Adda. Giani Harpreet Singh, a former Jathedar of the Akal Takht, yesterday took over as president of a breakaway faction of the Shiromani Akali Dal. Also called the Shiromani Akali Dal, this breakaway faction led by Giani Harpreet Singh is now claiming that it is the real Akali Dal in Punjab and it is the Shiromani Akali Dal led by the Badals, which is the breakaway faction. This very interesting development calls for some discussion, and we have with us today Professor Harjeshwar Singh, who is teaching history in the SGGS College here in Chandigarh. He's an expert on Punjab politics. Joining us in the discussion is Sourav Barman from the Delhi Bureau. My first question to you, Harjeshwar ji, is how do you see this development in Punjab in terms of Punjab politics, but more significantly for the Shiromani Akali Dal?
Chitleen, if we look at Akali Dal, we have seen that Akali Dal for the last 15 years, 10, 15 years, I think from 2014, it has been on a downward spiral. We have seen that in 2017 they lost the elections, and in 2022 they lost very badly. And this time in the Lok Sabha elections, we saw that 10 out of the 13 seats, in 10 of them they lost their deposits. So Akali Dal has been on a continuous downward spiral for the last 10, 11 years, and their vote bank, which used to be about 34, 35% when they were at the top, somewhere between 2007 and 12. Now it has declined to just about 13% if we look at the latest data from the Lok Sabha. So whether from the vote share or whether from the seat distribution, Akali Dal has definitely declined, and even in the current assembly, they had only three MLAs. Now only two are there. One has gone to Aam Aadmi Party. So Kalidal, the Sukhbir Kalidal, which has dominated, or the Kalidal Badal, which has dominated the Panthic politics for the last 30 years, they have been in a big crisis.
So this vacuum which this Akali Dal has created in the political space in Punjab, you think it is being filled by the radical element?
Particularly if we look at the Panthic space as a whole, I think we will discuss it as a Panthic space as a whole. If you look at the Panthic space as a whole, it has always been divided between radicals and moderates. If you look at Punjab's history, at least for the last 40 years. So sometimes the radicals, they have dominated, like for example, in 1989, when Simranjit Singh Man, his party won 7, 8 seats in the Lok Sabha. Afterward, it was the moderate Akali Dal Badal, which became dominant. Overall, if you look at the Panthic space, which is about 25% or 30%. It could be again depending upon the definition. 20, 25%. It has largely for the last 25 odd years, it has been dominated by the Cardinal Badal, which is the moderate faction. Now, if you look at this 25% of the vote share or vote bank, whatever we might call, it has now fractured into four clear-cut political parties or outfits, we could call them. Once we have the Sukhbir Akali Dal, which got about 13% votes in the last time. Now, from among those Sukhbir Akali Dal, uh, a number of them have made a new outfit under Giani Harpreet Singh, and many of the former stalwarts of Akali Dal, whether Mr. Chandu Majra or Mr. Ayali or Mr. Deensa, they are probably part of that outfit. At the same time, we look at that a new radical faction headed by Amrit Pal, that is Waris Punjab, which they came up. And in last Lok Sabha, those that radical faction, they were able to win two seats, one by Amrit Pal and another by Sarabjit Singh Khalsa from Faridkot. So even if we calculate their vote share, and if we could calculate Simranjit Singh Man also, because he also again is a heading a capital man, and he has been active in the state politics, and even his vote share has been rising for the last 3, 4 years. So what we can say is that uh, where in the last 20, 25 years, it was the moderate faction which was dominating. From about 2017 onwards, it is the radicals which are rising. But overall, the Panthic space, in my view, it has shrunk. But if we consider all of them, all four of them, if they act individually, then I think they will not be able to make much of an impact on the state's electoral landscape.
Okay, so there is no per se fear of the radical factor taking or dominating the Panthic politics in the days to come.
I don't think so. We have seen again and again radical factions. They have suddenly come to they have won some seats. It happened in 1989 also when they won 7, 8 seats. But that they have not been able to organize themselves into a viable political outfit. Simranjit Singh Man we saw. last time. That faction also fizzled out very quickly. And the same Shiromani Singh Man, when assembly elections happened in '97, they were able to win only one seat, and his vote bank was only hovering about 1%, 2%. Same thing is in my opinion. Even if we call the Varis of Punjab or Amritpal faction or the new faction which is them, they have pockets of influence in some parts of Punjab. Largely, in my opinion, the rural western part of Punjab, it is Amritsar district, in Tarantan districts, or some pockets in the Faridkot. But on their own, I don't think that they are emerging as a dominating force in the near future.
And I saw, I noticed a shift in what Giani Harpreet Singh, if we just go by what he was saying yesterday and what he had said on December 2nd, when he was standing as part of the five Singh Sahibans at the ramparts of the Akal Takht and doling out the punishment to Sukhbir Badal and many other prominent Akali leaders. So his tone of that day was a very strictly traditional religious tone, and even laying the blame of a lot of problems of the state on the Shiromani Akali Dal led by the Badals. So he was blaming Prakash Singh Badal for not standing up for the Sikhs whenever the Akalis haven't been in power. And from that, yesterday he was shifting to saying that I am heading a party which has 15 lakh people registered with them, and many of them are from the Hindu background and other religions. And he has also been talking about conversions in Punjab, and talking not against Christianity, but how people are moving away from Sikhism. So you think this change of tone also means something?
Chitleen, I think as far as electoral politics is concerned, the truest test of any political party is through an election. So whether they claim that they have got 15 lakh membership, that the test of that claim would only come when they go to the elections, probably in the next assembly session. As far as Giani Harpreet Singh is concerned, their factions, the main motive or main attack has been largely on the Khalid Badal. So instead of having them a positive agenda for Punjab, mostly it has been a blame game. And this has been the traditional attack on Akali Dal Badal, because Badal has been dominant for so long. So there has been a number of people who have been criticizing Badals, and they have been blaming them for most of the things. So there is nothing new which Giani Harpreet Singh is saying. So in fact, there is a strong indication. Many people they think that even Giani Harpreet Singh is speaking the tone of the center, or BJP might be behind it. So there is this is this allegation which is not only made upon Giani Harpreet and their faction, but also on Amritpal Singh also. So whether the people buy into them, whether they consider them as a replacement for Sukhbir Singh Badal's Akali Dal, that will only we will get to know only in 2027.
Sir, I have Professor Singh. I have two questions. Firstly, Akali Dal is among India's oldest regional parties, and it has, since its inception, it has undergone many splits. So, how is this particular split different from the previous splits? How is this moment different from the previous splits, if at all it is different?
Saurabh, Akali, you are absolutely right, or right on this thing, that Akali Dal has seen many splits before also, not only now. And in fact, they have a long history of about 100 years. It is one of the oldest party of India. Uh, this split is different because now, in my view, Akali Dal is facing an existential crisis. Because previously, whenever in Punjab's politics, there was mainly a two-party system where you had one center-dominant party that was largely Congress, and the second was the regional party, and that was largely filled by the Akali Dal. And that Akali Dal, whether they perform well in electoral politics or they perform badly, they always had a very strong organization. It was considered a party of the Sikhs, they were party of Punjab, and party of the Kisans. Uh, th- this, uh, this, this connection which Akali Dal had with these three things, it has gone down uh, massively in the last 10, 15 years. And the second thing that we have to keep in mind is that now Punjab's political system is now, it has certainly fractured into a number of parties. BJP, it has emerged as a different party, and its vote share, it has even gone above Akali Dal. Aam Aadmi Party, totally a new outfit. from Delhi. It came just 10 years back, and it formed a government in 2022. Congress is already there. And Akali Dal is at number 4. And after, if we look at this, they have gone further down, Akali Dal Badal, if we look at it. And we know the nature of our politics, electoral politics. There, we are in the first past the post system, a party which in people's perception is at number 4, 5, at 4, 5 number. It is very difficult for them to survive for a long term. That is why in almost all the states we see that it is a two-party system. In state, in almost every state, we have a two-party system because the people normally they don't vote for a party which is considered at number 4 or 5. And Kalidal has lost its organization. It has lost its ground support. It has lost its ideology, and now it is only dependent upon one political person. So I think that is why there is such an existential crisis for Kalidal. And if they don't align with anybody, I don't think any future for them in the Punjab's politics.
Quick follow-up question. Since yesterday, I have seen many reports about the fact that Giani Harpreet Singh comes from the scheduled caste background. That particular thing has been highlighted in many news reports. So, how significant do you think is that the fact that he's the first person from the SC community to lead the Akali Dal?
I think that is a positive. That is a positive. That is a positive thing of the new Akali Dal. And another thing is that at least this Akali Dal has gone through a democratic process, and from the bottom up, it has come up through elections, through delegates. These are two. I think these are two positive developments as far as thing is, because traditionally it has been seen that Akali politics has been dominated by Jat Sikhs and upper castes, and the lower caste they have not been given that much importance as far as positions of importance are there in the Akali Dal. So I think that is a very there's a very good feature if we look at it from a religious point of view. But whether it translates into votes, that needs to be seen, because this new outfit, the problem with the new outfit is that most of the people which are associated with this new outfit, they were previously they were with the Akali Dal Badal, and people consider them to be same as far as Badal is concerned. And also there is a big suspicion that this outfit is largely backed up by BJP. And in Punjab there is a large sentiment, especially the regional sentiment, which is against BJP. So because of that, and also because of lack of resources, because of networks, and this is largely a collection of individuals who are against the Badals. So whether they stick together and fight on the ideology or on a thing, whatever they are saying on an idea or on a positive program, that has to be seen in the future.
Today there was a press conference by the SGPC president Harjinder Singh Dhami, where he's of course leveling all those allegations which you talked about, that the Giani Harpreet Singh and this entire outfit has the support of or backing, without saying BJP or the center, but that there are forces working towards eliminating the entire existence of the Akali Dal. How much of a danger a weakened Akali Dal is to any political party, including the BJP?
Chitleen, I think if you look at Punjab, we have already seen that Punjab is one of the regions of India which has a very strong regional sentiment, and that regional sentiment has been articulated by a political party throughout its history. So, if when a regional outfit suddenly splinters away, and its place is taken by so many national parties. If you look at the other parties which are dominating, which who want to occupy that space, whether it's Congress, whether it's Aam Aadmi Party, or whether it's the BJP, they are all run from the center. So I think there is a chance of large alienation among the people, because their aspirations can't be articulated in the political field, and this could lead to some unknown problems in the future. It could lead to radicalization also. And so this is the view of many people, that despite all their problems Akali Dal has, Punjab still needs a regional outfit to articulate the regional aspirations, the aspirations of the minorities, the aspirations of the farmers, the aspirations of Punjab.
I want to know why. I mean, there could be obvious reasons for it, but the politicians always think politically. Why has the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party been completely quiet about these developments happening in Panthic politics?
But at least I think they would, both parties, in fact, I think even the third party, everybody would be happy with this, because if one of their important adversaries is just melting away So they would be looking at some easy picking from those parties, and I also suspect that many of these politicians who are with the different factions of Akali Dal, they are basically they are professional politicians. So they were looking if these outfits don't work, they will be looking for greener pastures before 27. And as we all see that just before 1 year before the election, there is a window transfer sort of a just if we are like transfer of IPL or transfer season is there where different people they shift from one political party to another. So many of these people would be seen as easy pickings for Aam Aadmi Party, Congress also, and many of them they are already joining the parties.
You also mentioned that there will be there that in case there is no tie-up with any other party, the situation that there is in Panthic politics is going to continue in this extremely fragmented manner. You think that the Aam Aadmi and the BJP will tie up with a weakened Akali Dal like this because they themselves claim to have made several inroads into the rural areas of Punjab, apart from having a vote base in the urban centers.
Chitleen, I think if you look at the individually BJP and Akali Dal, even if you look at previously also, Punjab's demographic makeup is such that both these parties they struggle alone to form a government. Akali Dal has largely been a Sikh-centric, a rural, an agriculturist party, while BJP has largely been an urban-based Hindu party. And both their vote banks they complement each other. Alone, both struggle. Akali struggle in the cities, and the BJP they struggle in the villages. We have seen it in multiple elections. We have seen even 2022 election also, even in this Lok Sabha also elections also. Although BJP performed very well in most of the cities, even Kasbas, but whenever they go to the villages, they struggle. So there is, if we look at electorally there is a very big chance that both will form a government only if they join together because both their vote banks complement. The problem is that previously the Akali Dal Badal you would used to be a dominating party in this whole thing. They had about almost three-fourths of the seats they would get, and one-fourth would go to BJP. Now, if there is a renegotiation of this new contract, I think it would be largely in the benefit of BJP. So, with all these Akali Dals fragmenting, BJP's position is becoming stronger and stronger, and
Stronger.
the desperation for the Akali faction, particularly for Mr. Sukhbir Badal, to align with the BJP would be much more. But if they align, I think it would be having with Mr. Sukhbir Badal at a very reduced position compared to the previous occasions.
Sir, Professor Singh, what is at the heart or what is the root of this major fallout of the Badal family with the Sikh religious clergy? Is it only the fact that they mishandled the sacrilege cases, or there's something more than beyond the headlines that which is not being talked about?
Sort of, I think it's a long drawn out process. Akali Dal, which previously was largely an ideological party for most of its history, it was an ideological party, which stood for Sikh ideology, for the interest of the Sikhs, for the interest of the farmers, and many of the people they were ideologically connected with them. With the coming of these Badals, especially Sukhbir Badal, and even it became largely a pragmatic, a practical party where ideology was slowly jettisoned and other people who, without religious credentials, they became part of it. So the bond of the Akali Dal, which previously used to be ideology, which ensured that Akali Dal survived in thick and thin, it only became a power-centric party. They enjoyed power for 10 years, but once that thing power went away, so that bond also went away. And most of the clergies, they were handpicked persons of Akali Dal. And Bayadbi was a major issue. With the Akali Dal and especially the Badal family, they becoming weaker and weaker. The other institutions, if you look at Akali Dal, previously there used to be broadly four institutions which had broad parity. One was the president of Akali Dal, another was the Jathedar of Akali Dal, Jathedar of Gal Takht Sahib, SGPC president. And if the Khalidal power is there, then the CM. So largely there used to be when Khalidal was a democratic sort of a party, there used to be a check and balance of those things. But with the ascent of Badals, they controlled all these institutions, and all those institutions they became dependent upon them. But once the Badals became weakened, and especially with all these blasphemy charges and Akali Dal losing it again and again, I think the other institutions asserted themselves, especially the Akal Takht.
I want to know how, for instance, there are, of course, there are many things that the Badal Akali Dal is now saying about Giani Harpreet Singh. But what is really sticking to him and what also impacts the Panthic vote bank is the fact that he was a part of the process that led to the creation of this new party, which per se looks like something not an ideal situation for somebody to head a party which he has helped create. You think that will go against him in the future, and some kind of there could be I mean, the people are not going to be, at least the Panthic voters are not going to be happy about the fact that as Jathedar of the Akal Takht, he announced the creation of the 5-member, earlier the 7-member recruitment committee or Parti committee, and then that committee goes on and creates a set of voters. Then a Jathedar, the Jathedar himself, who's not a Jathedar anymore, comes and starts heading it.
Definitely there have been question marks on the conduct of Giani Harpreet Singh also. His personal life has also been criticized, and there has been accusations that he has been working at the behest of BJP, and sometimes and the way he has interacted with the media, that has not led to a very encouraging sort of a what we call image for the Jathedar as far as the political leaders. He's largely untried and untested. So the thing is that ultimately, whatever this new Kalidal has come up is, it has only weakened the Panthic space, and whether they will be able to marginalize, or whether they claim that they will be able to eclipse the Kalidal Badal, that remains to be seen. So basically, I think is that it has only weakened the Panthic space in the long run.
You think there is also, because of this weakening of the Panthic space, there is an opportunity, or there is a possibility of independent radical leaders to come up, not through parties, but independent leaders who are being supported by financially by NRIs, and also have social media working for them.
This is an interesting phenomenon that many influencers they have become dominant. They have become dominant in the last 10, 15 years, and they have good fan following, and some of them have stood for elections also, and they have got some good views. But again, most of these influencers, they are individuals only. So we have previously also we have seen that independents, 4 or 5 independents have been returned to the assembly. So there might be possibility of 2, 3% like that coming up. But I think in a political space which is already so much crowded, and where there are, for example, we have Aam Aadmi Party, BJP, Akali Dal, so many factions, Congress, and these are largely organized forces. So when a single person, whatever their influence might be, and we have to look at that, their influence is largely in the social media, and it is much more broad based. It is not concentrated in one particular constituency. So once these people, even if they fight for elections, I think they will struggle, because whatever we look, Punjab is a sort of a pluralistic society. So wherever you go, you will have lots of people. You have different types of people. You have Jat Sikhs, you have urban Hindus, you have Dalits, you have OBCs. So different types of people, and you have to get. And normally, a political party has won in Punjab who have basically cater to all these different social constituencies. So if you only consider one narrow segment, uh, I think that would not help you to win a majority of seats in the Punjab Assembly. Of course, you can win 1 or 2 or some even more seats in some of the areas.
Organizationally, this new Akali Dal is has come out from has originated from a diktat of the Akal Takht. The Shiromani Akali Dal has been saying that when a party is originating, and it is originating from a religious diktat, it will not be accepted by the election commission. So I'm asking a question which is totally on the organization's point of view. You think this criticism does it have any weight?
Uh, this was the logic which was used by Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal. But the thing is, question remains is that why he had originally gone to the Akal Takht. Because if he had gone there and he had accepted their verdict, he should have accepted it in toto. I think they had a rethink later. And when we look at it, even there was a large positive groundswell for Mr. Badal when he had gone to the Khalsa side. But only afterward, when we had a rethink and he decided to oust the Jathedars, then this situation arose. So I think Subir Badal also needs to be blamed for misjudging this situation.
So I have one small question. If you right now, if you zoom out and take a bird's eye view of Punjab's politics and the current political state of play in Punjab, do you feel the ruling Aam Aadmi Party remains the singular dominant force in Punjab politics, or its dominance has got significantly eroded?
Saurav, if we look at, I think we should go back to 2000, the last Lok Sabha elections. So we should look at the data. If you look at the data, then Aam Aadmi Party and Congress, both of them, they are neck and neck with each other at about 30% or I think 26%, both of them 26, 27% vote share they got. BJP is at number three and Akali Dal is at number four. So strictly going by data. Now, as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, Aam Aadmi Party is a very different type of party from the traditional parties that we have in Punjab. So it is not dependent upon organization. It is dependent upon its social media and the narrative that it weaves around the people. So if the narrative is high, then Aam Aadmi Party performs very well. But if the narrative for Aam Aadmi Party it goes down, then it struggles. This is we have seen because it lacks, it does not believe in also, and it also lacks the organizational muscle like it has in other parties. Also, it has a very authoritarian one-man type of what we call system where all the decisions they are taken from the central leadership and all the other people, whether they are ordinary workers or they are MLAs, they have to do it. They have to execute. So they're individual, whether they are ministers or MLAs, they don't have any individual personalities. Now, when we have assembly elections, normally they are very personality based. So where here Aam Aadmi Party, in my opinion, they might struggle because they don't have that sort of people. But the advantage of Aam Aadmi Party is that because no single leader has a dominance in the ground, they can easily change their MLAs or ministers. So it is very difficult to see the dominance of Aam Aadmi Party. It ebbs and it goes up and it comes down. So it remains to be seen whether they can build their momentum because Aam Aadmi Party 24 hours it is in an electoral mode. So it is very difficult to say at today's network that they are dominating. Sometimes it looks that after the Kisans for 4 or 5 months back, it looked after the Kisans they were removed from Shabu Barrage by force, and there was widespread disaffection among the rural areas. It looked that Aam Aadmi Party has gone down. But then after they started this campaign of Nasha Abhiyan, then it looked as if they are coming up. Again with land pooling, it seems that now they have gone down. Now they have taken away. So Aam Aadmi Party, to see the actual impact of Aam Aadmi Party on the ground, it is to measure that by conventional yardsticks, it is very difficult. So Aam Aadmi Party remains important in the state, but to say that they are in an ascendant position like they were in 2022, I don't think they are there. They can go up also and they can come down also.
So you spoke about how the central leadership of Aam Aadmi Party really controls the party. So now the opposition parties, the Congress, often routinely raises this particular aspect that Arvind Kejriwal is the one who's actually handling the affairs of the party in Punjab and the governance as well. So while the parties have been raising it, while the opposition parties have been raising it, do you think people really bother about who's controlling the Aam Aadmi Party? Is it being remote controlled from Delhi or not? Do you think people really care as long as delivery governance is being delivered?
Sort of, I think this it is important. Still, Punjab, we know Punjab is a regional state with a strong regional. So it has always been a large chunk of people who looked at Delhi with suspicion, and especially if somebody from Delhi is dictating the party, they look at suspicion. So if we talk to people at the ground, there's something very interesting we see that Bhagwant Mann, despite the current CM, he still is popular, fairly popular among the people. But normally, when we talk about the Delhi-based leadership, especially Arvind Kejriwal and the others, they are not that popular. And Aam Aadmi Party, if you remember, Aam Aadmi Party struggled in 2017 because they did not name a CM candidate, and there were strong suspicions that Kejriwal wanted to become a CM of Punjab. So that was one of the reasons that Aam Aadmi Party, despite all the hype, was not able to make a government at that time. And also at this time also that the hatred, or what we call, I will not call it hatred, but a sort of a negative image of the Delhi leadership, it still persists in Punjab. So as far as the Delhi walas are concerned, in Punjab, for AAP, in my opinion, and I talk to a lot of people from large cross section of people, they are largely liabilities. They don't help the party there. In fact, especially because they are seen everywhere, and Aam Aadmi Party's model is also based upon advertisements. Their advertisements, their hoardings, they are everywhere in the state. Whether you look at billboards, whether you look at social media, whether you look at your TV channels, Arvind Kejriwal is everywhere. So people question that why, who is this person and what is he doing here?
This, since we've shifted to Punjab politics, and given the confusion in the Sikh politics, which we have discussed, the BJP, given that there is a lot of confusion now for the Sikh voter, traditional Sikh voter in the rural areas, so there is a lot of confusion, surrounding the Panthic politics or Sikh politics of Punjab. Given that background, the BJP has been saying that they have made substantial inroads into the rural areas of Punjab, the rural belt, the farmer belt including. What is your field assessment say?
Actually, no, there is no doubt that if we look at BJP, ever since they decided, Akali Dal in fact decided to part way with the BJP during the Kisan agitation, BJP has made steady inroads into Punjab. If we look at their vote share, it traditionally used to be hover at around 7-8%. It improved to about 19% during the last Lok Sabha elections. And if we look at the data at the individual constituency level, they won about 25-26 seats. But BJP, it struggles in the rural area and still they struggle. And I think there are 2-3 reasons that from here onwards, if BJP fights alone, they will struggle to reach the magic level of 59 on their own. One is their tendency to largely take people who are discredited. They largely take those people who have already gone past their date in Punjab politics, who have lost their legitimacy, who are discredited. People like Manpreet Badal or people like Captain Amarinder Singh. Now, if you have those people in the party, so that does not lead to much hope for the people. Secondly, as far as BJP's overall national politics is concerned, it is dramatically opposite to what in Punjab. Punjab's people always feel different from our. For example, if there is a war with Pakistan, Punjab's people they will say that we are looking sitting at the border, so we want better relations with Pakistan. So when they say that the Sikhs are terrorists or whether they were against the Kisans on this Kisan bill. So BJP's overall policies, they have not been, people of Punjab, especially in the rural areas, especially among the Sikhs, they consider BJP to an anti-Punjab party. So that is a big problem that BJP has. Of course, BJP is trying its policies which it had tried in other states also, like in Haryana. Now it is trying to attract other social groups, especially among the Dalits and among the OBCs, non-Jats, agrarian caste. And I think they are slowly they are moving ahead. But if you look at me at today's moment, or even 2027, on their own, BJP would struggle to make a government of their own. That is why they need a partner, and that partner most likely would be one of the Akali Dal, which has been traditionally their supporters. BJP, in my what I think, what I suspect is that BJP strategy has been to largely weaken the Akali space, so that whenever they join together, BJP is at a ascendant position. So if they have a chance of making the next government. It would be BJP, which would be at the driving wheel.
Lastly, we talk about the Congress. The Congress has been very smug and almost comfortable in the thought that since Aam Aadmi Party is not going to be repeated, that is what they believe. And the Akali Dal is extremely weakened. The BJP is not strong enough to have to come to power on its own. So they believe that the next option that people have, or the sure option people have in 2027, is them. They also are dealing with a lot of infighting, especially when it comes to the CM's position. What do you think is the Congress strategy right now?
Chitleen, again, I think this is the problem. This has been the traditional problem of Congress in Punjab. Congress is they have always been very smug. So whether they are in government or they are in opposition, they always are. There is a belief in them that ultimately the ruling party will make enough mistakes, and since we are the number two party, people will elect us. So, and if you look at Congress has some strengths in Punjab, because I think the way Congress understands Punjab, or the way it reflects the Congress leadership reflects the plurality of Punjab. I think no other political party has reflected it. That is why Congress has been so much ascendant in Punjab for so many years. Also, they have if we look at their top leadership, at least Congress has at least 8 to 10 very good leaders individually. So, but I will call them like a RCB of politics. There is so much infighting between with all these leaders that ultimately they end up hurting their own party. And another Congress problem has been that it has been very top heavy. Outside those 10, 12 leaders, if you look at the margins at other seats, they don't have leaders. From if you look at even the Lok Sabha results also, they were totally wiped out from the whole of Malwa. There are districts, there are constituencies where they don't have even decent leaders. So they have struggled to what we call to induct new forces, new people into the party, and they have been smug. So this has been the and another problem with Congress has been that although Rahul Gandhi has been articulating a vision which is different from BJP and which to a large extent suits Punjab people, that is not reflected in the Congress persons in Punjab, whether it is Raja Vning or whether it's Pratap Singh Bajwa or other leaders of that thing, that ideological position, that is not reflected in their pronouncements. So you are absolutely right. They are still very smug, and this might hurt them as it has hurt them again and again previously also.
Harjeshwar Singh ji, thank you so much. It has been wonderful to have you at the Print Political Adda.